Bom, pessoal, hoje nós vamos fazer uma entrevista com Jack Robin. Ele segue uma filosofia de Edgar Cayce. Ele vai contar um pouquinho pra gente sobre isso. Eu gostaria de saber qual é essa filosofia, como que você chegou até ela, como que você descobriu, o que te levou a isso, e que você falasse um pouquinho pra gente sobre isso.
When I was 18, I wanted to know why I was born, what life was all about, and I started looking for answers in books and talking to people, and I came across this book, a biography of Edgar Cayce, and I thought it was science fiction. I said, it can't be true. And eventually, as the years went by, I started using it. At this time, I was married, I had 2 children, and I started using the remedies on my children, and they worked. So as the years went by, I started using it more and more, and I kept seeing that it works, and then I started looking at his philosophy. And basically what he's saying is that we are all spirit. We've all been born many, many, many times before. And we're here to learn certain lessons. And the experience here is a way for us to come back to God, whatever way you understand that. But this is a very temporary experience. This is not our real home. We are really spirit, and we're here to learn certain lessons. The first time I used an Edgar Cayce remedy that came through Edgar Cayce, what he would do is it would come through his subconscious, and he was also in touch with all the doctors in the spirit world that have ever been born. And that's where this information comes from. So one of the best remedies is a castor oil pack, which is what I used on my daughter the first time, and it healed her. Then over the years, I've treated, and I'm doing this for over 50 years, I've treated many, many illnesses. And 4 years ago, I healed myself of Parkinson's disease, arthritis, and Raynaud's disease using these treatments. My father had Parkinson's disease, my uncle had Parkinson's disease, and medically, if you go to any doctor, they will tell you there is no cure for Parkinson's disease. But using the Edgar Cayce remedies, I healed myself. The more that I saw that the remedies worked, and I started using them on my friends, people that I worked with, the deeper I got involved with using what he said to do. And then eventually I started giving workshops and teaching other people how to heal themselves.
Como que medicamentos que são capazes de curar tudo ainda não foram divulgados para o mundo? A gente sabe que existe toda uma problemática política das grandes empresas farmacêuticas. Qual é a sua dificuldade nessa divulgação mais ampla?
One of the biggest problems is that people don't believe this information. They said, you're going to tell me some guy goes into trance and gives you information from the spiritual realm, and you want me to believe that this works? And I tell them, yes. I said, well, I've been doing this for over 50 years, and I said, I'm a living example there, and I could tell you story after story after story. The other problem here is this is not overnight. If you're a child with infants, the treatments work very fast. The older you get, everything takes time. When I was healing my Parkinson's disease, I was doing the treatment every day, and for a whole month, nothing happened. There was no changes. Then slowly, the treatments started to work. So when Edgar Cayce gives you the treatment, he tells you 2 words. You have to be persistent, and you have to be consistent. And the other problem nowadays is people want everything fast. You want a shot, you want a pill, and I've even had people say to me, well, I just want to go get the surgery and get it over with. all you're doing is you're treating the symptoms. You have to ask yourself, why did you get sick? What's the cause of this? And most people don't care. I'm not feeling good, just give me a pill. Give me something just to make me feel better. Okay. So those are some of the things that stand in the way, and also there's no money to be made from this. You know, a bottle of castor oil costs $15. A massage oil costs $12.
Como esses remédios são fabricados? Do que são feitos? São plantas? São águas energizadas? Como é feito o remédio?
The castor oil comes from the castor oil plant. He recommended over 100 different herbs in all sorts of combinations. All of them are on my website for free. Anybody can look it up.
Eu também li a respeito que o Edgar Cayce,
Edgar Cayce, yes.
Ele também tem um estudo sobre interpretação de sonhos. Eu sempre tive uma sensibilidade em questão de sonhos. Não é quando eu quero, é esporádico, mas vem em forma de um aviso, uma dica, um comunicado. Às vezes é bom, às vezes não, mas eu tenho isso desde criança. Eu sempre quis escrever um livro. E uma noite eu fui dormir e eu sonhei com esse livro inteiro. Eu acordei às 4 da manhã, naquela mistura de ansiedade, alegria, uma emoção que eu não sabia nem explicar, e pensei, caramba, isso é um livro. E sentei e comecei a escrever, fiz todo o esboço, e eu estou com o livro praticamente pronto. E eu queria que você falasse um pouco sobre isso.
Edgar Cayce was very into dreams. To him, the dream world was just as real as the world that we're living in right now. You see, children, especially before puberty, the younger they are, the more connected they are to the spirit world. So they'll tell you things and they'll see things. The dream world, when you leave your body, your spirit leaves your body, and you're in touch with spirits. When you come back into your body, you call it a dream. You call it a dream because your mind can't accept the fact that you're a spirit, so it tries to understand what happened. So that's why you get symbols. And they say, oh, water is spirit, and you know, a car is your body. There's all sorts of different symbols for what's going on. But really, you're in another level of reality. And that's what's going on in your dream. And Cayce was very clear. Nothing of importance happens in your life unless you dream about it first. Always.
Como a gente pode identificar quem fomos em outras encarnações e o que isso acrescentaria na minha vida hoje? Saber quem eu fui numa vida passada.
My personal opinion, and I am a hypnotist, and I do hypnotize people. I prefer to hypnotize people in groups. I find there's an energy there that works better for me. Sometimes it can be helpful. You can have what's called a catharsis, where an understanding comes to you, a certain insight about certain people in your life and about why things happen. What difference does it make? Would it help you if you found out that you were a king? Would that make you more egotistical? Or would it harm you if you found out that you were a murderer or a rapist or a child molester? So now how are you going to deal with your life in this lifetime? Is that going to help you any? On a certain level, you should be thankful that you don't remember. What's important is what you do now. You can change everything now. Basically what's happened, and the reason that you have all the problems that we have in this world today, is that your mind has taken control of who you are. Your mind is a tool, but your mind has taken over, and so it's now in control, and all it wants to do is stay alive. The mind likes drama, the mind likes problems. That's how it knows it's still there. The more that you do for others, the more that you're conscious, the mind goes back into doing what it's supposed to do, which is a tool. But for the world, for most of us, the mind is out of control, and the world is an example. How do you bring it back under control? By observing yourself. by practicing the laws of love and forgiveness, as Edgar Cayce would say, the only sin of man. There's only one sin of man, and that's selfishness. It's all about me. Whatever I can do to make myself good, who cares about you? Yes? And that's why the world is the way it is.
Bom, pessoal, eu tive a oportunidade hoje de passar o dia aqui. É uma ONG que ela presta serviço a imigrantes. O foco principal é os brasileiros, apesar de acho que todos os latinos. E o Jack, ele passa o dia aqui. Eu não sei quantas vezes ele vem, a gente pode até ver isso depois, mas prestando serviço às pessoas gratuitamente. Quem me conhece sabe que eu sou durona, né? Eu não sou de chorar, eu sou bem durona. Mas por vários momentos eu me emocionei ao lado dele. A energia que ele passa, o sentir a presença dele é uma coisa muito forte. E eu assim estou muito grata, me sentindo assim extremamente privilegiada por estar aqui. E ainda bem compartilhando isso com vocês. Obrigada, Jack.
Obrigado.
Muito obrigada.